Hi, so we're going to be talking about Matthew chapter 26, verse 52. So, as you can see here, when Jesus says to the man to put up the sword, to put up again his sword into his place, for all that take the sword shall perish by the sword. So, a lot of people use this as a way to say you live with how you live, you'll die with how you live your life. But I think this scripture has more of a meaning upon with how quick you are to anger. Because as you can see later in verse 63, when when Peter, I believe, who follows Jesus to the temple of God, says, I am able to destroy the temple of God and to build it in 3 days. Or I guess it's a disciple, we don't name it. Anyway. The high priest arises and says, Answer thou nothing, which it is these witness against thee. But you can see here in verse 63, Jesus held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. And you can see in 64, he says unto him that he'll see the right hand of power and coming into the clouds of heaven. So essentially saying he's very close with God, saying it doesn't really matter that he's the son of God, which is a fun detail that should be elaborated on more. But as you can see, he was very calm. Because he wasn't quick to anger, he was able to resolve this issue, and I think that's a very important part in this whole chapter. So I think what we get from verse 52 should be less of a uh, be careful with how you live your life. You should be, but it should be more so of a make sure you're not quick to anger. I think it's a more of a parable and testimony to that, as opposed to just a generic live your life testimony. Anyway, thank you for listening. Goodbye.